Yo, what's going on, everybody? Thanks for tuning back in here to another episode here on the Speedbug channel. Or I should say, what it is, everybody. Anyway, so a lot of you guys actually have been asking me to do this, and something that a little bit out of my comfort zone, but you know what? Y'all see it anyway, so it shouldn't be out of my comfort zone. But what it is a lot of people are kind of asking for a garage tour. And they notice, obviously, a lot of the memorabilia and stuff that is in my garage that I kind of have up and on my toolboxes and such like that, and where it's placed and why I have these specific brands, whether some of it actually be sponsors or parts and stuff that I've bought, whatever the case may be. But all of the parts and everything that I've actually have hung up here, it's either a brand of something that I own or still consecutively do business with or done a lot of business with. A few things that I've bought obviously are just, you know, garage memorabilia, like maybe one or two flags or something like that. But everything else is a representation always of a car that I've either owned, did have at the time, still currently own, or I just really think it's badass. So I'll start obviously where I always film here on the right side, where you guys always see Lashway Motorsports, where you see that was done with the Trans Am and the Corvette. So that's obviously pretty straightforward. So if Lashway's walking, shout out to you guys. You guys kick ass for giving me this banner. I love it, and it's awesome. And here, we come over here. Y'all know I'm an American Muscle fan, so at AmericanMuscle.com, obviously when I had my Mustang and the Shelbys and stuff like that. So I got that banner as well. I still don't have the Mustang, but American Muscle, you know, that's the type of cars I love. Don't, you know, knock the tuner cars and the, you know, the spaghetti cars and stuff like that, but I'm just an American Muscle guy at heart. Obviously, Brock's Performance, you know, with Brock Davidson helping me out a lot with hooking up with some great products, some great sponsorships, and shout out to you, Brock, for helping me out with that. Bikes are a little bit all over the place right now, so no big deal. We have some of the other bikes over here in the corner, a bunch of license plates from all of my vehicles, or excuse me, some of my vehicles. I threw a lot of them away because I've had a lot more cars than that when I used to live back in Chicago. So we have obviously the Honda flags, where, you know, I own some Honda vehicles, some Alpine Stars, own some of their jackets, you know, some AGV stuff. Of course, the Ducatis. K&N filters, which I have those, and actually that's in the BMW and actually in the Corvette and Trans Am. Of course, the Yamaha flag to obviously represent, and actually, and just to let you know, guys, some of my flags and stuff is not even actually hung up. And I still have a lot more memorabilia and stuff that are still packed away in my garage from some of my old garage, what I had back in Chicago. Just this garage is just obviously not big enough, even though it's like a 3-car garage when you look around, but it's actually just not big enough to put all of the things up that I would like to do. So even my lights, some flags, some NASCAR stuff, so on and so forth. But moving on over here, we have the Snap-on banners, some calendars. Well, that's not real motorsport. You know, I buy a lot of parts and stuff from them. Shell gasoline. Now, that's something I can explain. Why do I have Shell here? Well, because I do like their oil. They make fantastic oil, some Rotella. As well, I primarily use their gas. So I do like Shell. Gateway Classic Cars. Did some, had one of my cars on display there, so, and it took one of their sizes and please do not touch, so I thought that was pretty cool. Andrew Hines, when I was in Joliet Raceway back in Chicago, got to meet Andrew Hines, so, and got his autograph, along with Eddie Kravic, so got theirs too. And of course we have the checkered flag to go along with it. Now again, this is just some of the things that I have hung up. Now the Suzuki GSX-R flag, fantastic. We have the Panigale V4 picture. Mobil 1, you guys know I pretty much exclusively use their oil. Not sponsored or anything by them, but I just really like their oil. They do really well for me. I use it in my bikes and in my cars. Pontiac symbol with the Indian head. Obviously, you know, I'm a huge Pontiac fan, and of course, we got to have the BMW flag to represent the killer S1000RR over there. So, what else do we have hung up here? Of course, we have a connecting rod. Forget the person's autograph. That it's actually autographed. drawing a mind blank. But anyway, Pikachu is hanging off the connecting rod, so I thought that was pretty funny. Of course, some additional Suzuki flags, of course, at the top. Flowmaster, because I've had many cars, obviously, with Flowmaster exhaust. And even though I don't have a car with Flowmaster exhaust right now, but the Corvette actually has Flowmaster tips on it. So that's actually pretty cool. Of course, on the other side here, we have a sick Pontiac banner, because again, you know I'm a Pontiac freak. The Corvette banner where the Corvette sits. The most kick-ass poster, I think, in the entire garage, which is the Trans Am banner with the 78 or 77 second-gen Trans Am that is on there. That is the car that I will be building sooner than later, of course. Obviously, we have some, Champion spark plugs for... We sometimes still use them champs, even though we have the NGKs in a lot of the cars right now. My NGK banner actually isn't up, but I do have an NGK banner. Obviously, the door that goes into the Chevy service department on Chevrolet Drive. Cool little clock we had. Obviously, the original window sticker to the Corvette. And then down here is my Lexus when I also had my other black GSXR that a friend of mine actually painted back at home in Chicago. That picture was... taken on a cell phone, and he drew that with some type of wax, Crayola, something. I don't know. Whatever. Of course, we have a Lexus banner here from when I've had a few Lexuses. Had the ISF, also had the IS300, the RX350. So that was pretty cool. Obviously, some NHRA stuff because I've done some drag racing. Now, the Civic Type R, didn't actually own that car, but I still think it's pretty cool for a hatch. Borla exhaust, many Borla exhaust also on my ISF. And this is signed by Leah Pritchett, the drag racer. Of course, we have the Mellow Yellow Top Fuel Dragster individuals for the race schedule this year, and got to meet almost all of them that were there. There was a couple of them that didn't get to sign, actually, and there's only one that didn't get to sign, which is Morgan Lucas. So got to meet a lot of cool people that, a lot of my heroes. So it's pretty cool to actually meet a lot of these people that you see them on there, especially like Antron Brown, Doug Coletta, and of course Cruz Petragon. Greg Anderson, his signature, of course, is on the back of here. There's another one as well over here. And, of course, we have Brittany Force and the best of all right here, like Michael Jordan of Funny Car, John Force. And then, obviously, some other cool things that I got from Gateway Classic Cars that they gave me as a gift for having my car, of course, in their museum. We have a Mopar flag because you know I love Mopar as well, and love them Hellcats and stuff like that. Love anything American muscle. Suzuki and Ducati jackets, of course. And look, back in the day, for the people that don't know, when John Force was still with Ford, look at that. How you like that? We have the Castrol GTX clock here from Motor Oil. Now, I actually got that clock from a service manager that worked at BMW, because if you don't know, BMW oil, even though it's in a BMW bottle, is rebranded Castrol oil. Of course, we have the American flag to represent. Of course, GM service, because I own a bunch of GM cars. Because I keep the Corvette on this side, we have Corvette Boulevard, Route 66. Valvoline oil is also my go-to oil. Love Valvoline STP. They make some great products as well. And again, I have a bunch of like NASCAR stuff, like the NASCAR flags and stuff that go across. Again, this garage just really isn't big enough. Some Michelin flags, for Pilot Sport Cup tires, NGK banners and stuff like that, and a couple other ones that I have still tucked away in the corner that eventually I'll get around to hanging up. And I should hang up the lights on the other side of the garage, considering how dark it is over there. But a lot of you guys are asking about a little bit about my garage and what it was, and I just collected a lot of stuff over time. Oh, I didn't put a lot of stickers on my toolbox. I always didn't really care for that. It's kind of tacky. But I do throw them on my tool cart, and you can see actually a lot of them here. So with doing a lot of work with Dynojet, Suzuki, Brock's Performance, great work with Texas Speed, Vortex, Moto Million. Manny sent me some cool stuff from there. Revzilla, Melling oil pumps, Hard Racing, Brock's, Edelbrock's, G Exhaust, AGV, Power Commanders, Taylor Racing Wires, sport bike track gear, and there's plenty of them that I've all stuck in here as well. But you know, you can obviously see, you know, acquiring all this, it's just obviously a real hobby of mine and a passion of mine, and I love to do it. And I'm here just to kind of share it with you guys. So I figured you guys would kind of enjoy it as you pretty much watch my videos. You see, like, almost every time, for the ones that pay attention in the back, you're like, hey, that wasn't there before. Hey, that wasn't there before. Well, I kind of finally just get around sometimes to just hanging some stuff up. So overall, I just love to hang up stuff, and I think it looks pretty cool. So as time progresses, more and more things will obviously start to show up. But I'm kind of starting to run out of room, as you guys can kind of see with a little 360-degree thing behind me. I need a bigger garage, but that's eventually coming. That's really coming. I don't know if it's going to be attached to the house or if it's going to be in its own thing, but that's going to be coming, hint, hint, for all of my Speedbug fans. And when that happens, we are about to seriously go, like, all out. All out when and if that happens. But I'm not counting my chickens before they hatch. But again, like I said, I wanted to share this with you guys and show you my garage. So that's some of my banners and stuff like that. So that's going to wrap it up here for today's video. If you guys like what you saw, again, Facebook, Instagram at the Speedbug, same name here as YouTube. And we will see all of y'all for another episode here on the Speedbug channel. Deuces.